Now, there is a contrast in this chapter that is similar to what we have seen elsewhere in the book of Revelation. It's a contrast between what John hears and what he sees. Remember back to chapter 5 when John hears Christ described. He's described as the Lion of the tribe of Judah. But when he turns to look at the lion, he sees a lamb standing as though it has been slain. What he heard was not a different figure than what he saw. Christ is simultaneously the lion and the lamb. And so what chapter 5 was giving us was Christ from two different perspectives. From an earthly perspective, he was weak, a weak, slain lamb. But from the heavenly perspective, he was and is the victorious lion. Well, we have something similar to that here in chapter 7. What John hears is the church numbered 144,000 from the tribes of Israel. That's what he hears. But when he turns to look, he sees a multitude that no one can number from every nation, from all tribes and peoples and languages. Like it was back in chapter 5, so it is here in chapter 7. John is not speaking of two different groups of people, but the same group of people from two different perspectives, even at two different times. He hears the military roll call of those on earth being readied for battle in the tribulation. But what he sees is that victorious army in heaven having come out of the tribulation. He hears that the tribes of Israel are ready for war, but he sees that Israel is the church from every nation, from all tribes and peoples and languages. What he hears and what he sees is the same group of people from different perspectives, from before and after the tribulation. Now remember, the 144,000 from every tribe of Israel was a symbol of a spiritual reality. The 144,000 was not a literal number. It was symbolic of a really large army. It was not literally ethnic Jews, but was symbolic of the church. So what Revelation 7 is showing us then is the fulfillment of the wonderful promises we find all throughout Scripture. It's showing us the fulfillment of the promises, for example, made to Abraham. Remember in Genesis chapter 12, verses 2 and 3, where the Lord promises Abraham, I will make you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great so that you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and him who dishonors you I will curse. And in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed. And then in Genesis 15, the Lord promises him, look toward heaven and number the stars, if you are able to number them. Then he said to him, so shall your offspring be. And he believed the Lord, and he counted it to him as righteousness. Now, Revelation 7 is showing us the fulfillment of these promises. The church, made up of Jews and Gentiles, is true Israel. All who have the faith of Abraham are his true offspring. Paul says in Galatians chapter 3, verses 7 through 9, know then that it is those of faith who are the sons of Abraham. And the Scripture, foreseeing that God would justify the Gentiles by faith, preached the gospel beforehand to Abraham, saying, in you shall all the nations be blessed. So then, those who are of faith are blessed along with Abraham, the man of faith. There it is. You see, the church is the Israel of God. And that is what John is hearing when he hears the roll call of the tribes of Israel. And when he looks and sees the multitude that no one can number, he is witnessing the fulfillment of God's promise to Abraham. Look toward the heaven and number the stars, if you can number them. And then he said to him, so shall your offspring be. You can't number the stars. And neither could John number the church coming out of the tribulation when he saw them in heaven.